Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a Paragon video. I am Sylphin. We are talking about why Paragon is worth developing. Before I kind of get into that, I want to say a few things. One, thank you so much for everybody that has supported me the past couple weeks, weeks even before that. Really kind of the past month, this last little while. It really is appreciated. It's been hard. So I really appreciate all the well wishes, all the messages, all of the donations, and all of the sponsors, everything, literally everything. I want to thank you because it's been pretty insane. You know, you guys have all touched my lives, my life tremendously, and I want you guys to know that. Two, why are we back on Paragon? I realized, you know, I was on a little family getaway for the weekend and Monday, Tuesday, hence no streams. And just kind of realized that I'm not done yet. You know, I was stung by the closure announcement, but I wasn't done. You know, I wasn't out for the count. I recovered, pulled the stinger out of whatever, and you know, I'm back, and I realized that I need to deal with Paragon and, you know, deal with the closure my own way. And it's killing me that it's still up to play, and I'm not playing it. I didn't finish my tutorial series, you know, that I had spent so much time on the script. That's killing me. And I think in order to deal with it, I need to do a couple things. I need to play it while it's still around, enjoy it. And then when it's gone, it's gone. You know, and I put out a little community post, and you know, you guys were very supportive. You know, most of you, a vast majority, said, you know, do what you feel is right, and I feel like this is right for me. So thank you all for your feedback, and that is why we're back on. So the main topic of this video is why I think Paragon is worth developing. Probably the biggest thing is Paragon, in my opinion. In my opinion, is that Paragon is the evolution of the MOBA. I fully believe that Paragon is the evolution of the MOBA. One, it has new next generation graphics. This directly, basically replaces current MOBA titles in this way. It's completely different. It's completely basically revolutionary when you compare even just the base technology that goes into creating the graphics like this. It completely replaces those. Yes, Smite is actually on the Unreal Engine. Nowhere near. Paragon is the next evolution of graphics in the MOBA scene. Two, Paragon has that additional vertical spatial dimension. This is so big, I didn't really realize it until I tried other titles. This adds depth to in-game strategy. This adds depth to the player's skills you can develop, you know, with spells and attacks. This adds significant map implications, tactics, strategy, design, potential, all of those sort of things. It's just insane. It really is. And that is the new evolution. That is the evolution as technology evolves, as ideas evolve. This is it. I firmly believe that 100%. Three, Paragon ultimately combines popular genres into one. The first part is it's a third-person shooter. It is. It has that element of it. You aim and you shoot and you use abilities, and you know, it has that dimension. This provides yet another element of skill. You know, and honestly, we take this for granted so much. You know, as you know, especially as carry players. I think carry players really don't think about that. You know, how your basic attacks are almost guaranteed in a lot of other MOBAs. And that's what your entire kit is about, your entire hero is about. So it's really, it's a really big thing that I think a lot of people take for granted. This also more naturally appeals to more players, simply with this mechanic existing in the game. Simply with this mechanic existing in the game, it appeals to more people. And I think that's really important for the survival and, you know, evolution of MOBAs, but also of just Paragon, just this game. The second part, the second genre, obviously, is that it's a MOBA. It's a MOBA. This provides incredible knowledge, strategy, and depth potential of a MOBA with the complicated heroes and kits and maps and items and systems and all of this stuff. It has that potential to grab that part of the MOBA genre and put it into Paragon. It also provides top competitive level potential, right? It has that potential to absolutely skyrocket into you know, into the competitive level. That, I think, is the evolution of the MOBA genre and how this is done, you know, in Paragon. I think it is the evolution of the MOBA genre. So, with that said, what is special about Paragon being unique in the gaming world? Why are all these different things, you know, important to Paragon and perhaps its success? Well, the MOBA genre is arguably dying, or at least is being overshadowed by new titles, new platforms, new etc., etc. So, something needs to take the genre to the next level. Something needs to evolve it into something more relevant and perhaps modern. Something needs to, in order just to keep it alive. And there's, you know, numbers are hard to find, but in general, you know, MOBA is... I've even heard, you know, MOBA's starting to be a thing of the past. And you know what? Eventually, that is true with all things. So, to some degree, that will become true at least. Paragon is 1000% capable of doing this, of evolving the MOBA genre, or at least combining elements from different genres to create an experience that is relevant to modern gamers and just for the future. Paragon has the potential to be as in-depth and competitive as League of Legends and Dota or CSGO. Really, like, it absolutely has that potential. I don't see why not, right? Two, I think it has the potential to have gameplay and mechanics that appeals to the masses. The shooter, the feel, Paragon feels amazing. It's something I immediately noticed trying any title really, but especially Smite. You know, it feels great. You know, it feels great. Epic, they do shooter games, man. They do them really well. They absolutely can make you know, at least that part really appeal to a lot of people. It also can look and feel like a next generation title. Again, going back to that, it can evolve the scene through these certain aspects and can evolve the entire genre while also growing it. We talked about how it can evolve the scene, but it can also grow it by appealing to a large amount of people with these new and kind of modern, right, mechanics and gameplay, etc., etc. Paragon can absolutely do that, you know, and it's unique in the gaming world. Absolutely. But we come to kind of the last large topic, but is it worth it? With all this said, is Paragon worth it? Total revenue in the MOBA scene is huge. When you look up total total revenue of gaming, it's like 100 billion or something. And PC gaming, you know, not console, not tablet, not mobile, PC gaming is like 24 billion or something like that. The MOBA scene itself was around $2 billion of that. A large majority of it was insane. And this is in 2015 numbers. Some of these numbers are very speculative based on a couple sources. But still, just get the general flavor of these numbers. In 2015, League of Legends was just over $1.6 billion of revenue. In 2014 was something like 1 billion or just under 1 billion, something like that. It was absolutely massive. Dota 2 was over $238 million, likely about 170 million for HOTS, which very speculative, but as high as 300 million just because they don't release some of their data for stuff like that, and they just haven't said it. And Smite around 25 million, at least in 2015. Now, this makes the MOBA scene around $2 billion around, you know, in 2015, with numbers not really known for more recent years. And if you guys find stuff, leave it down in the comments below. The point is that it's actually a lot of money. It's actually, you know, a lot of money. And this doesn't include their competitive scenes, which can add, you know, can add to this depending if these game companies receive anything for the prize pools. I don't know. I don't know how all that works. But just for reference, League of Legends in 2015 had $133 million in competitive prize pool winnings. $133 million. 50 million for Dota 2. So I mean, whether the game companies get some part of that, there's an agreement. I don't know. But just throwing that out there, it's huge. Paragon can become the next generation title, and with time, I believe it could take on and evolve the scene entirely. For all the reasons that we've previously stated, I believe in Paragon and its potential. I see it. I firmly believe Paragon has the potential to become the next League of Legends, with its potential to be as in-depth and competitive, absolutely, and even bigger due to its more mass market appeal, which, even if League of Legends has leveled off, you know, from that 1.6 billion, or it grew a bit and then declined since 2015, is still $1.6 billion. Even if the MOBA scene is in decline, and Paragon was the force that stopped that decline and at least kept the scene stable for 5 to 10 years, or, you know, something like that, that's still a potential of $2 billion of market share a year to fight for. And then if Paragon was the force that kept it alive, right, it would likely have a majority share, meaning $1 to $2 billion a year. Now, with that said, we have to look at some other titles. PUBG. PUBG made $100 million in 13 weeks after its launch. And, you know, that's a lot. That's a lot, and that's a lot of hype. And if that level of hype and support continued with its growth, and we therefore kind of assumed 8 million a week, that's only about 16 million a year. That's a lot. That's, you know, that's double Dota 2, you know, a couple times more than HOTS, stuff like that. But 1.6 billion for League of Legends and 2 billion in total for the MOBA scene. So even if we doubled PUBG's, you know, PUBG's amount, as that is grossly under, you know, it's not relevant to what it currently is getting, that's still only 800 million. So you can see that the MOBA scene is very strong and is very substantial, and is, at least in this way, definitely worth fighting for. Fortnite, as it's being compared to the success of PUBG, in terms of like concurrent numbers and total numbers, like there's lots of numbers being flown around. can't be far behind. If its numbers are similar or close, and they could have totally different, you know, monetization rates and schemes and stuff like that. But at least it's probably similar, close, maybe a little bit off. Who knows? We don't know. These two titles seem hugely successful, but in all honesty, I truly doubt their ability to last through time. In my opinion, the games, and I don't mean this with disrespect, are limited, shallow, and not lasting. I don't think there's a lot of things that can make them last. I don't know. As just my opinion, maybe these games are just, you know, the first successors of a new platform, of a new battle royale platform, that new mechanics are eventually just thought of and implemented and become successful. I don't know. But I don't know. To me, I don't see it. So, what should happen to Paragon? Well, I think Paragon needs to be developed. I think that it has a solid chance of becoming a phenomenon. You know, with the success of Fortnite, I think that automatically brings eyes onto Epic Games. Automatically brings eyes to the, you know, to the Unreal Engine, to just the space around Paragon. Like, it's so close. It's like literally in the exact same launcher. I think it has a chance of becoming a phenomenon. It is guaranteed, in my opinion, to become as successful as HOTS and Dota. I honestly think so. Led in the right direction, it's a guarantee, in my opinion. It's an absolute guarantee. It is a gaming gem that deserves to leave a true legacy in the gaming world. And this is, you know, a subjective quality. It's an intangible thing. But I think that's worth it. I think that's worth it. And finally, my last point is money isn't everything. And that's it's an interesting perspective. It's an interesting point. You know, point may be lost on the corporate community. You know, corporate America, the corporate global community, like that. Maybe there may be a completely invalid statement, just idea, right? But I mean it with no offense whatsoever, you know. But life is about leaving legacies and changing lives. You know, Paragon has so much potential to do just that, and it deserves to be given the best chance to do so. It does. It really, really does. In a lot of ways, you know, Paragon makes so much sense to continue and develop. In a lot of ways, it doesn't. I think it's a gem, and I think it has insane potential. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me know down in the comments what you guys think about this topic, you know, about what was said. Do you think Paragon is worth developing? Please like this video if you like it, dislike it if you dislike it, share it with the community, of course, guys, subscribe. If you guys like this content, especially if you found it useful. You know what? If you believe in Paragon, subscribe. I really appreciate it. Thank you to all of my YouTube sponsors, Twitch subscribers, and Patreon supporters, all going out of the way to help me make these videos possible. It's been absolutely incredible support. Thank you guys very much for watching. Until next time, like always, stay optimistic and positive.